Salam salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
I want the soda, wake you down, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you down, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you down, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
I want the soda, wake you garang, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you garang, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you garang, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you garang, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda jinu betiona.
I want the soda, wake you garang, young baby, you back alone.
Sudan ne banda.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina kaji salam loy.
Garangaji salam loy.
Baina chewe.
Garangaji salam loy. Baina dijina jawa. Garangaji salam loy.
Start your bachelor's degree.
All right, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity to read out to you a letter by Ruweng Administrative Area Secretary General Victorino Ngorachwang. The letter was actually sent to me from Juba, South Sudan. And this is from the Secretary of Ruweng Administrative Area by Honorable Victorino Ngorichwang from Juba, South Sudan. He was one of the delegates that came along with the Deputy Governor, Deputy Chief Administrator of Ruweng Administrative Area, who was actually delegated to come and attend the Governors Forum Conference that took place last week in Juba, South Sudan. So Victorino Ngorichwang is the Secretary General of the Ruweng Administrative Area, and he was one of the delegates that were dispatched from Ruweng Administrative Area to come to Juba, South Sudan, to attend the Governors Forum Conference. And he was actually accompanied by other members, other than one of the senior delegates, who is the Deputy Chief Administrator, Honorable Michael Jan Mimiel, accompany him as well. So I would like to share with you this letter that was sent to us as the media of Ruweng Administrative Area. Here is the letter. It reads like this, and it goes like this. Dear brothers and sisters, following my yesterday post, the question which was asked by Honorable Minister of Defense was a challenge to all three administrative areas, which almost brought the whole function into disarray. As people, we are protesting. Honorable General Kwaldim answered it based on their own capacity as people of a BA by quoting all their historical events involving His Excellency Dr. Riek Micar and people of a BA, and finally concluding with how a BA reached to the status of becoming an independent administrative area. However, on our part as Ruweng Administrative Area, Honorable Michael Jau Maniel Koj Ashil had answered the question based on the views of the current situation, event and circumstances pertaining to what could be a threat to revitalize the peace agreement. He briefly mentioned to the function that the presence of three administrative areas is not a threat to revitalize the peace agreement, but the only threat he could believe is threats that IO has an organization as it keeps on dividing itself into many factions. As we're speaking, the IO chief of General Staff, General Simon Garwich, with many other generals, had already parted way with Dr. Machar, and may tomorrow will possibly be another general. And of course, we shall not be surprised, for it is their culture. However, yesterday, the scenario was made provocative by another presentation made by Honorable Tor Tungwar, the Deputy Governor, and the Deputy Governor on Dr. Riek permission. As per now, as I'm writing this message, we joyfully relieve by God-given chance to your leader, the Deputy Speaker of Council of State, Honorable Mary Yen Mijuk Kir, whom His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar gave a chance without paying proper attention to. Why I call it give God-given is because all of your delegates to the Governor's Fifth Forum attempted to raise up their hand in the hall more than 10 times, but none of them was chosen, for Dr. Riek Machar was despising us as fishy spoon. But God's own plan, he picked Honorable Ayen by mere stroke of a chance. Honorable Ayen took the podium honorably with humble and spirit. She addressed She addressed the assembly in a most polite way. She began by explaining the issues of general concern of all South Sudanese, and thereafter, to the surprise of His Excellency, Dr. Machar, she embarked on attacking bravely the baseless claim and lies presented to public by Deputy Governor of Unity State. I was strongly impressed by Honorable Mary's sense of humility, politeness, and heroism. She politely addressed Dr. Riek each time and made a bitter point, which made Dr. sway about in his executive chair on the high table. The whole was brought to deadly silence, as would be observed in a cemetery. I think that chance and fact is stated were a stroke of bad luck to Dr. Machar. What whole of lauded from Honorable Mary was the fact that people of Bantu in general and people of Ruweng administrative area do not have any grudges against each other, but what make them log it on come from leaders of Nuer leaders. The forum has recommended peace conference to be held in Juba, hopefully earlier next year. Thus, what prompted me to write here is that as the Ruweng people, we have not reconciled our histories and fact as one people. How? Yes, during South Sudanese army struggle for independence, we were dispersed to all parts of the Sudan and had neighbors by war, and some of our brothers and sisters were at home recording histories and events which were the occurrences of those days between us and our neighbors. One thing that came to my realization is that ideas are either created or learned from those who have them. Therefore, what I am going to present you now are the facts I had learned from our brethren. I am beyond all reasonable doubt that these facts are important constituents of our histories and facts as people. I also firmly believe that these facts as they are could be one which brought mistrust and discontent between Ruweng people and people of Unity State who are absurdly disoriented by their double-hearted leaders. Number one, discontent. In 1983, when the armed Arab militia stormed our land, some of our people fled to seek refuge into old part of Bantu. These people, instead of being hospitably hosted by the neighbors, they were unduly subjected to sort of all form of undignified treatment, which included rape cases, being robbed for personal belonging. Their cattle were killed with impunity by Nyanya 2 rebel members. Number two, discontent. In 1986, when Dr. Riek Micar came with World Battalion as its commander, the orders he had from the Central Command were to come and stay in Pariang area as a bridge to connect Nuba Mountain so as to enable easy movement of recruit from Nuba Mountain to Pariang and to Bilfam for training to fuel the war. Dr. Riek Micar came and defied these orders. He came and stayed for a while and went to Sabul on NMS borders. He fought a war there. When he was defeated, he hurriedly came back to Pariang and ordered all forces to south to Nuerland. Riek ordered Commander late Simon Manyankier also to move with his forces, but when late Captain Ngorchot refused, Riek ordered the collection of all light machine guns and communication equipment and went away with them into Nuerland. This is the reason why we don't have some shell. We don't have some shell 3, shell 4, shell 5, shell 6, and shell 7. This was a punishment from Dr. Riek Micar. Number 3, discounting. In 1987, our people were dying in 10 per day due to Kaladar, leishmaniasis of the Binsera. Our officers who were in Pariang by then wrote secret letter to Dr. John Garang, but this letter was sidelined by Dr. Garang for reason known to him alone. This created sorrow, and we did not have any other option but just carried our people on our head to a distance of 7 days walk on foot. Number 4, discontent. In 1991, again Dr. Riek Micar rebels against the SPLA and cruelly allowed the summary execution of our people all over Nuerland. As the result, the village of Sarkwer, Ruth and Tongdol were completely wiped off people. Children and women were abducted and men executed. Number 5, discontent. In 2002, when Riek returned to the movement, he divided Bantu into 9 counties and left Pariang undivided. We requested several times, but all the time we were shockingly turned down. With this remark, I honorably urge that let us share what we have so as to fight for our right. I expect your constructive criticism rather than student criticism, as they can be seen on our forum, and add what so we know. One thing that there was no chance to make clear to function that Ruweng was the first to be made as administrative area. Only language by then was military language. We were given an independent brigade when Dr. Riek rebelled. Honorable Mary, in Jesus' name, I pray that you will reach all to see the children of your children. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a letter that was written by the Secretary General of Ruweng Administrative Area, Honorable Victorino Ngorchwang. And this was actually in praise of Honorable Yanami Jok, who is a representative of the Ruweng Administrative Area to the Council of State, to the National Council of State of South Sudan. So this was a wonderful article that actually deserve and ought to be shared with the people of Ruweng in particular, as well as South Sudanese, so they can actually understand the discontent of the people of Ruweng and why Ruweng actually broke away, why Ruweng broke away from the former unity state. These are the major reasons why they broke away, or why they succeeded from the unity state. Today, people of Ruweng administrative area continue to maintain their position and to remain as an independent governing body under the Ruweng administrative area or Ruweng state. And nobody will be able to actually take away that kind of constitutional right bestowed upon them. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the end of it. And since it is too late to continue with the live program, I would actually decline to share with you the video of Honorable Yanami Jok, the people representative to the National Council of the State. It is unfortunate that we could not continue the program, but we will come back tomorrow to continue all this program so that we can actually be able to exhibit the other document that we have at hand that ought to be shared with the people of Ruweng administrative area. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the inconvenience that I'm not going to continue with the show. But at this point, I can say this is the end of it. I was just coming here to read out to you a letter that was shared with us by the Secretary of State. So thank you, and have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you may be. All right.
JC, moi lo kia bokolo lor. Kayan bravo kiss. JC, I leg lo. Bravo kiss. JC.
All right, we'll check a more of a can be look another behind the studio. Ke we mar we ke lata shi ator shi agar wal defan ruweng ci gar we ke we chab ruweng ya chab ta jinu Sudan mieden chen pio miet ke chi fi for representative when honorable yen me job chen ka ke ran chi de Dr. Riek Micar jam den wan jem ke ka kunam de bango wala ke jinu Sudan akunam de dama den loy ki pan de biye den wan loy ki jinu Sudan e juba ye ne ka wan chi ga ruwen jam gop ke du kanim kwa kenene chief secretary general of the state when honorable Victorino Ngorchwang ken ke chen la ta chen en gor chen yen mi jok chen en lainam ku jela tini ten mani shi Ruweng chen tok mat ka ga BA administrative area achana BA kujila Ruweng che ka lu attack ka chi ka je dung nim wan chi ke tan ran chi de Riek Micar to ka Riek Micar ga chi ka je ban dung nim ka dung chi secretary chen ka dung nim ke manin ta chen ya na mi jogo chen line nam ku jela tini ten chi ka di chi ka ban queen chi ka di chi ka ban queen ke ye chok di ka queen ke ka won ta ka jar Ruweng je jel wan shi Ruweng chen rom chen pok ke nwe achan bi wilaya tok bi mat wan jil ga unity state kenen ke jo ban dong je kwen pin ke tarik gol ne ke rai Ruweng pyo ke lo rot fi 1983 ke lo rot fi 1983 kon ki Riek Micar chen ko lo dulumu ke we sharp de Ruweng ke ki Riek Micar lo dan a ci Ruweng ci ban de mot ko ken ke cha deb lo wan fi ka cha bie ra lu ke de mot ke ki ke lo promote to yishel shel ge wan SPL yen ko ruo ke Riek Micar a chanen fa Ruweng fall under the commando it under the commando ran Riek Micar now la Ruweng le kan bloy o de sen ke lo ge Riek Micar ke kana wana chen mit ke Ruweng mit ke fa Ruweng particular ke che ja o de sen ke lo ke ben gat ya gen de gar ka chabie chen ke ban de mot ko ke den ko ben gat ka ke wan je ka wan jo ban to la man ke kare 91 kwa ye ne ko wan chin ko jun te Ruweng ke to ai ko mani wala big lo ke ye kamandar ko gon ni ke maruf fi Jinu Sudan wala fi gar ka chabie wan e kul minene Riek Micar in ke number 1 discontent when a grievances ne te gol ran chi Riek gol ni yang Ruweng ka ene kon Ruweng marginalized by then in 1983 discontent number 2 in 1986 ne je kenero baban loy 1986 yeah 1983 ma le ke lo ke on chi shi Malaysia da ni shi mal Sudan ji ko displays bai ke ni ku kar ki bai ke nuare fi 1983 ke motonin ke jeng ke la bai ke nuare ci ka bana la lo red ku lui property ke ni ka mu ke kor ke bai ke ni ci ka bana lo loot okay ne ke kwa ke le ke ci ka bana la no ku kwet ke ga nyanya in ke number 1 grievances number 2 discontent ni ki lo Ruweng ke wan ki ko ji ke ya def ke lo ye mi Ruweng ti ka cha bie ra ye ke di mot ke Riek Micar ke ne ke chiro lo ye number 3 e discontent ni jarod ba lo fi 1987 1987 ene je kal dar ne jen ko na fande Ruweng now na nakal dar ko ku ye ko la ko la pa ne le cha le ni kilo ke ne humanitarian headquarter in kidani called Greater Unity State region by the time wala ke called Western Afanal ke to ke Donald Command under anti Dr. Riek Micar ku ja hometown de woni ne le nwere na dok kwene yene ta hometown de ne le ne ci ban lo ke ne headquarter bita humanitarian na wala ye moto nin Ruweng ke ne kal dar ke daman ci kal dar ke lo ni wudu nyin ko la ko ila ji tu ke ci ko bana nok that was 1987 to ke ne ke yang ki Riek Micar ji lo ka ke ka wan ci Ruweng ga ja kwet ka dar no chen den no ci bedi karen wan ke discontent ni jare lo fi 1991 ne ki we kya Jinu Sudan jak ni jene de jere ben declare ka bi jogadi yen Riek wan chen his own movement chen ben loy ki yen chi motonin ke jeng Ruweng ka taw bi ke dan ye chol sarkwe de ke dan chol ye chol rut ni bol ko de ke dan chol tong dol te taw jenga jeng on ji displace now le entin ke jeng to tu ke lu wa ba wal ban na ke that was in 1991 nke discontent the one discontent is it eke jerelo if 2002 grip de one je peace negotiation lo fa na baisha fi Kenya when Riek returned to the movement taman wan je la du movement ka wan taw ke ju ki ke la mar ju bar wan je do jen queen kene chere jo ben do ginu Sudan ku je ben mar ke Dr. John Garang Mabio taman wa luyen peace luyen in discuss luyen in negotiate ke jur pa na baisha Kenya yen ki chi yek ben loy a chi ke den chol wasana fana when the unity state chi ben dong take ke ye 9 counties you were the one who created the counties so ki chi ben loy ten chi ruwen ben lo dulumu chi ki di chol fana ru ban ki ye wutie ko ban chi ben dong man under one county man under one county which was not fair ku chi biem nam ruwen loy ki county rot ko work at the time so work ruwen ban ke ye tie ko bet ke tie ko bet ban so that was a disfranchisement in Chiroloy disfranchisement so ke way chi ruwen chi endulumu resources ku ja power representation ka ko wari ni tinke ne yang lo no can be number of counties ka found ruwen ke reduce to that level ke lo ro ku jakaron mi anya ka ke di jakaron mi anya ka ke dro ruwen ye ka ke ro so kaden ke yang chiro loy so kaden faanda ege ka loror ka to ke grievances hiruwen ke present daman wan jiem ke wana kola to ki ke ga ya de lo conclude kwa kana e ka wan cha yen ke gwen lo represent ke ki ka to sura jene ke delegate wan ruwen ege ye jazin kwa there will be a time you can ban a forum can it before ki ro do ruwen they will be scheduled to appear here for interview for follow up by the citizen ruwen to diaspora and back home they would like to hear from them and then they will be able to take questions so we will be very happy to see Honorable Victorino Ngorichwang, the Secretary of the Ruweng Administrative Area, and Honorable Michael Janaminyil, the Deputy Chief Administrator of Ruweng Administrative Area, and some of the delegates. The other delegate, I don't know their names and I don't know their title, so that's why I failed to actually pronounce their names and to also recognize them and acknowledge their presence there by names and by title. So I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. But we're looking forward to see if they would also be able to join along with the other delegates during the interview. So that interview, when it is actually scheduled, is going to be announced to the general public, and our people will be informed about it, and they will be told to get themselves prepared with question to be posted to our guests. So thank you and have a good night, and see you once again. Bye.